Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 53 of The Road to Glory here with Kyler Adam. Now, of course, the previous episode was the end of year review. So we did a few companies around the world, around the Seaverse, that were probably, or are probably going to be our main competition going forward. We also did the end of year roll, and then we also had Venganza, which is the end of year pay-per-view. As you can see up here. We also did a TV show, managed to get an 84B+, which was actually the final show of the year. Now, we currently sit at a pretty good, sit in a pretty good position with 66 C+ popularity still in West Central Mexico, and we've managed to get ourselves up to a 53 for both Northern and Southeastern. Obviously, we've just turned cult, so we're kind of a long way away from hitting national. But that is the goal. Anyway, let's do a creative meeting. And as you can see, right at the very top, number one franchise player is actually Kyler Adams. Yeah, as you can see, his popularity from even the last episode, he was before the... I'm not sure if it was before the pay-per-view or before the last TV show, but he was actually at 61 in both Northern and West Central. So he's gained another 2 points of popularity in those regions, getting very close to a C+ there as well. Doing pretty well in America as well. We've got 49 Mid-South, 45 Southwest. You know, I was looking at the popularity required for a TV deal in America, and obviously it's not really going to make any sense for us to do that at this stage. Plus, there's probably a better way of doing that, and that would be to follow south of the border in their sort of mindset where they have decided to go with Canal Uno, as you need to be a national company with zero popularity, which is what they do. As you can see, they put 2 of their shows on this channel. Big coverage in Mexico, small coverage in the US, commercial, so it does make you money. And that's basically how they have their popularity in America. Now, obviously, once this builds up and the popularity across all regions in America builds up to a decent level, you can sort of follow in suit and then get a pay-per-view carrier in the US as well. Alright, so with that said, let's get into the next TV show. We've also got to do a few other things. We have to... Well, I want to make a new stable, which we named in the last episode. And that is going to be the Caribbean Connection. So we'll get that in here. The Caribbean Connection. And that is going to consist of... Well, there's not going to be a leader to it as such. And we're going to get Boom Boom Jamaica. We're then going to get Island Boy Apollo, and finally Kid San Juan. They're all going to get in there. And they're going to form a nice base, or Technico, stable. And then we also need to add, or re-add... wonder if we can... I'm not sure if they're actually a tag team. Yeah, I don't think they are. We'll have a look. So let's have a look at inactive, I guess, unit. So we've got Double Trouble. What about inactive individuals? We got Breakout, which is interesting. Didn't realize they were a team. Does that mean he was a face? I guess he was maybe a face, or Tricolor was a heel. Probably Tricolor being a heel, which I find very strange, but anyway. So yeah, we're going to have to... Let's jump out of there real quick. Add a new team. And it is going to be called, obviously, Dos Phoenix. And yeah, then we're going to add Phoenix 3, Phoenix 4, Dos Phoenix is back. And of course, if we decide to sign another Phoenix, which I was thinking about doing, We do have Edo Phoenix, which could be another option. So we'll get these guys back together. I guess DOS Phoenix 2. As we already have a tag team in the company with the former Phoenix 2 and Phoenix 3 themselves. So, yeah, also good to see Absolute Power really starting to get up there. 93 tag team experience. I want to have a look at... Where are they? The Suffering. Suffering's up to an 80B, and that is a tag team that we created. So I find that really, really cool. At the start of the series, they were the first ever actual tag team we made. Now, yeah, let's get into the first TV show. It's going to be the first TV show of the year as well. We also have Yellow Flash lifting the locker room, organising a video game tournament. Up to 96. We're getting close to a 100. Getting close. Let's do a rib here as well. Let's go right to the bottom. And we'll rib Tricolor, but unfortunately no effect. Also worth mentioning, we're almost up to 7,000 fans expected per show. But we are going to stick to a generic venue. Alright, now the real question is, what are we going to do in regards... Actually, I think I know. Let's go for a big main event. And again, it's going to be a pretty interesting match because El Critico is going to be teaming up with Silver Tiger. And of course, these two literally coming off their big pay-per-view match in a steel cage where Silver Tiger was victorious in the last episode, winning the Universal title. And they're actually going to be taking on El Mitico and Kyler. And I have to say, this is going to be a good match. This definitely has the potential to be an A-rated match, and it could be Kyler's first ever A. We're going to make Silver Tiger the winner. El Mitico can be the loser. Obviously, don't want him pinning Kyler just yet. And there we go. Up next, we're going to go with Austin Smooth, defending his title for the first time. And he's actually going to be taking on Blue Phantom, who unfortunately is going to pick up his second loss in the company. Of course, he did lose. I'm going to make that 20 minutes as well. Really has decent potential to be a good match. But basically, it's going to be a tainted victory. And once again, it's going to be Felipe Caballero this time coming in, costing Blue Phantom a chance at the Mexico title already. That's how much I rate this guy. I think he's got a lot of potential. Alright, so there we go, Felipe. And it's going to be outside interference finish. And, these three guys, Austin, Blue Phantom, and Felipe Caballero, all three of them are guys that I do want to push. And I see a pretty bright future for all three. Now, what do we want to do next? Let's have DOS Phoenix 2, and they're going to take on... They are going to take on the Juggernauts. Yeah, Juggernauts 2. So the two second teams taking on each other. Give Phoenix 4 a nice victory there as well. And it's going to be script and decisive. So the sort of debut or re-debut of DOS Phoenix. It's kind of a debut because they weren't actually a legitimate team. Up next, we want to have... Let's have a singles match. And we're going to have Angel of Mercy take on Samael the Accuser. And we're actually going to give Angel of Mercy the victory. And then finally, we'll go a trios match. And let's actually go with... Yeah, let's go with the Caribbean connection, and they're going to take on a good heel team. So they're going to take a loss here, and it's going to be Dragon Americano, Ernest Youngman, and I guess Felipe. We could put Felipe. Let's go Cosmic Rider instead. And I think that's actually a pretty good match. We'll give Cosmic Rider the victory, and the loser can be Kid San Juan. I think it can be called. Yeah, so there we go. I'll also make that the storytelling match. And then finally, to begin the show, we'll go a singles match between Brooke Tyler and actually we'll go Pinky Perez and Mystery Pink, who we haven't used in a while. And we'll actually give Mystery Pink the victory. I think we can actually call the match as well, so we'll do that. And now let's book our angles. So we want to have, I suppose, Kyla and El Mítico. And then after the match, I actually want to have Silver Tiger. And he's basically going to cut a promo about how he is the greatest wrestler Oli has ever seen. And there's literally going to be no one that can take the title off him now that he has it in his grasp. Other angles, I guess we'll go with Austin again. I really want to try and get a few people to increase their size. I know we tried to do it recently, and a lot of people are rejecting it. But I feel like it's so necessary, like we actually need it to happen. Alright, we'll give a promo to Mystery Pink there as well. She is rather good on the old promo. And then, I guess, can these two boys talk? So Kid San Juan can talk. And so can Island Boy. Okay. Well, actually, in that case, I want to give Ernest Youngman a promo, just to sort of test where he's at. Because if we have a look at his popularity, it's not so great, but it's definitely improved since coming in, or since he really made that first sort of appearance. And I think we'll give an angle to the Puerto Rican boys at a later stage. Anyway, that looks pretty good. We do need to have a high spots match. So let's go with Firefly and Takashita to take on Labyrinto and Mystico. Should be quite a good high spots match. Gonna give Mystico the victory there. Did I make it high spots? I don't think I did. There we go. And then in the other match, we'll go a trios. And let's go with the face team of the Eternal Kings. And they can partner up with, I guess, Huracan. Maybe they're trying to recruit Huracan into the Heroes stable. Obviously, he's quite a babyface, so it kind of would make sense. And then they are going to take on Mobstar, Seth Whitehead, and I guess Strongman. We may as well just throw him in there. And we'll give the victory to, well, we want to give it to Lopez, just to try and keep him a little bit happy. And that's going to be on the pre-show. We'll chuck that there. And I guess finally we'll do another women's match. And we'll just have Dreamer take on Hellcat. Nice and simple. Hopefully going to help both of them as well. Of course, I think both of them actually need psychology. So, I mean, Hellcat's actually... She's decent enough. And to be fair, Electric Dreamer really getting up there, now up to a 63C for her psychology. She's probably one I need to put on a written deal as well. She is eligible to work in both the USA and Canada, so there's potential for north of the border, along with US Pro to come in, because US Pro does have a women's division. I don't think SWF or TCW have women's divisions, so we don't have to worry about that. But like I said, north of the border definitely do. And I'm pretty sure US Pro definitely do as well. Okay, well that looks pretty good. Let's run the show. Generic venue. Here we go. Starting off with a 68C+ for the women's match on the pre-show. We have Electric Dreamer defeating Hellcat Hernandez in 9:42 by pinfall with an electric blue bomb. We then go to a 60C where we have Hurricane and the Eternal Kings defeating Mobstar, Seth Whitehead, and Strongman in 9:41 when Lopez defeated Mobstar by pinfall with a Lopez Buster. We've got Hurricane there improving in Rumble skills. And then finally the High Spots match getting a 55C- where we have Labyrinto Jr. and Mystico defeating Amazing Firefly and Takashita in 9:47 when Mystico defeated Amazing Firefly by pinfall with a Mystic Jawbreaker. And yeah, both Firefly and Mystico were off the games. And no improvements. Alright. So we start the show off with a 64C with Mystery Pink and her really good opening promo. We then go straight into her match, which also equals the other women's match on the pre-show, getting a 70C+, where we do have Mystery Pink defeating Pinky Perez in 9:44 by pinfall with a flying body press. We actually have Mystery Pink improving in both Rumble and performance skills as well. We then go into a 56C- for Ernest Youngman's angle. It's actually pretty impressive considering he's only got, what, like a 34 popularity in West Central. The match does really well, getting a 66C+, where we have Dragon Americano, Ernest Youngman, and Cosmic Rider defeating the Caribbean Connection in 10:04 when Cosmic Rider defeated Kid San Juan by submission with a gravitational pull. And we have Kid San Juan improving in performance skills. Pretty solid rating of 66. Moving into a 68C+ rated match where we have Angel of Mercy defeating Samael the Accuser in 9:38 by pinfall with a Mercy of God. Just a pretty good match, again, continuing this sort of rivalry that we've had between Heroes and Evil Incorporated. We then go into a 56C- where we have Dos Phoenix 2 defeating the Juggernauts 2 in 10:20 when Phoenix 4 defeated Alejandro Ortega by pinfall with a Phoenix Salt. And apparently Phoenix 3 sustained bruised buttocks. So, yeah, landed on his ass, I guess. And yeah, we also have Phoenix 4 and Ramos the Executioner both improving in performance skills. I'm thinking that might have been a botch. Anyway, we then go into a 65C, 1 point off a C+ there from Austin Smooth with his angle prior to his first defense of the Mexico title, which does well, getting a 67C+, where we have Austin Smooth defeating Blue Phantom in 2014 by submission with a smooth hold after interference from Felipe Caballero. Austin Smooth makes defense number 1 of his Campeonato del Mexico Oli title. Yeah, really good match. Really solid. That's exactly what I want from my mid-carders. And these two are definitely, along with Felipe, some of the most impressive. What we're going to do, we're going to get this match booked in here as well. It is going to be a specialty match, and we'll go... Wanted to kind of do something a little bit different. Maybe a weapons match, but again, that's hardcore rated. Last man standing might be an interesting match. How about we just let's just go a regular match, and we're gonna have Blue Phantom once again getting a rematch against Felipe Caballero. Yeah, so there we go. Blue Phantom being screwed out of the title, as you can see from the interference from Felipe. We then go into an 87B+, where we have El Mítico and Kyler cutting a promo together before the main event. And the main event itself, okay. Didn't do as well as I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to hit, well, it might hit an A. But then again, at the same time, El Mítico's popularity is, I think, just at a C-. Kyler's is just at a C. These two are very over, but at the same time, the other two are not. So a 78B seems about right. It seems fair. And we have El Critico and Silver Tiger defeating El Mítico Jr. and Kyler Adams in 2030, when Silver Tiger defeated El Mítico Jr. by pinfall with a Silver Tiger driver. And both Silver Tiger and El Critico getting 84 in-ring performances there. So, interesting match. We also have a lot of improvements here. We got Silver Tiger in technical, and then we have El Critico in rumble, technical, and performance. This guy is 43 years old, and he's improving more than anyone else on the entire roster. He's literally improving every single time he's in a match. It's ridiculous. I'm not complaining. I absolutely love it. It's perfect. Just kind of wish it was Kyler, but I think Kyler's pretty much maxed out on everything. Except for stuff like athleticism, power, and obviously the top row as well. Anyway, let's go to the final angle, which gets a 100A star. And once again, it is that promo from Silver Tiger, where he is basically saying that he is the controller of the universe. There is no one else in the entire universe that can beat him. And he is the very top, the tippity top of Oli. Yeah, I mean, for good reason. 100A star, let's end the show. And we get an overall show rating of 80B, which again, very solid. Actually better than our pay-per-view, Venganza. And increasing our popularity in 5 regions. Now, I do want to do a test this episode. I want to test and see if we actually gain any popularity in Puerto Rico. There's not exactly any reason why I want to do that. I'm just more curious. Anyway, so Phoenix 3, let's check out this injury. So he's currently working through the injury, so that's perfect. Still pretty over. He's actually gained popularity since we've come in, so happy with that. And then the Batalla Turner TV rating getting a 0.83. So yeah, still doing really well on that front. Okay. Well, with that said, let's advance a few more days. Let's have a look at the titles first of all. The Mexico title, which we did make a floating belt. Still the mid-card title. But we decided to go floating just because the prestige, it could go up, and it has. Only a little bit. As you can see, when Kyler had it, and he had that incredible match with Silver Tiger, it went up to a 77B, dropping a little after Kyler did lose it. But that's sort of where I kind of expect it to be. Around the 80 mark is probably the sort of maximum that I want it to go to. Obviously, there might be times when it goes lower or when it goes higher, depending on, who holds it and how good the match quality is. Anyway, let's advance forward. I want to try and get through a few matches here today. And of course, I hope you have been enjoying the daily uploads. It's been pretty hard to get out because these are so long, but I feel like I really wanted to give you guys something to enjoy, in the lead up to TEW 2020. Okay, so what do we got here? We've got Thrill Seeker, delete that, delete that. We've got Poison Ivy. I do kind of want to keep her around. Let's, we'll give her a new contract. It's going to be pay per appearance. Is it? I think it's going to be cheaper than what it was previously. Anyway, we're going to give her a 1-year contract, and we'll see what she can do. Okay, so how much is she on right now? That's probably a more important question. How would she be cheaper now than she was before? I don't really understand that. Alright, Poison Ivy is on 650 per show with a 500 downside. Okay. Offer 650 with 500, I guess. Downside's too low, apparently. And she wants 720. Okay, you know what? She can have it. It's really not that much. And then Axis Jr. I mean, this could be the first guy that we actually try and poach from south of the border. Now, the question is, do I want him? And the answer to that question is, no, I don't want him. He's pretty dreadful, as you can see from his top row. Also, he's quite old. Probably losing stamina as well. Very good on the mic, though. Very good on the mic. And as you can see, he's also very over. But let me see how much. Okay, never mind. He doesn't even want to come. We are too small for him. Apparently. Okay, yeah, again, let's advance forward. Now, I did say, and this episode is probably going to be titled, that we are opening our dojo. So let me take care of that next. Now, with that, we need someone to actually head up the dojo itself. Now, I'm not too sure who to actually do that either. Alright, so there's Poison Ivy's contract coming in. She got a new 1-year deal with us. Don't really see a massive future for her. Alright. I mean, Fallen Angel would be an interesting option to bring in. Probably one of the top guys there for CILL. Anyway, off topic. Let's create our dojo. Alright. What are we going to call it? Should we call it the Eternal Dojo? I feel like the Eternal Dojo. Obviously, original Lucha Libre is Eternal, and the Eternal Dojo, maybe in capitals. Let's do capitals. And try and spell it correctly. So as you can see, Eternal's down there, Eternal Dojo. It kind of makes sense, I think. It's what we're going to go with anyway. It's going to be based out of West Central Mexico. Now, the thing is, do we want it to be Lucha Libre, or do we want to go with general training? We could go Lucha Libre like that. But we could also just go general. And general would just be, obviously, exactly what it says. And it's going to go generally. So the wrestlers are probably going to have spread out skills. And everything's going to be sort of balanced. Now, we could go, like I said, we could go high flying. We could go Lucha Libre. Obviously going to be pretty similar. I think we should, for our first dojo, we can have multiple dojos as well. But for our first one, let's go Lucha Libre. And now the next thing is reputation. Now reputation, as you can see, the higher the reputation, the better the graduates, so the better wrestlers are generated into your dojo. But as you can see, the higher you put the reputation, the more expensive it is going to be. Now I think a 60% would be it's a pretty good medium. Now dojos themselves can actually increase their own reputation over time. So this 60% could be 80% in a year's time. I'm not exactly sure how it increases, but I know for a fact that it does. It's actually an interesting strategy. A lot of people use it for like local to globals. They build a dojo with low reputation, and then in a year's time, they actually sell their dojo with a higher reputation, thus earning more money as a bit of an investment. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, I think 60% is going to be what we go for. 385,000. And there we go. The Eternal Dojo has been created. And, you know, hopefully we will actually be able to get some talent in. I mean, there's quite a few different dojos around. Eternal Dojo, as you can see, we do need to get a trainer. As you can see, trainers need good respect, reputation, basics, and psychology. So, yeah. Obviously, we've got some interesting people that we could actually have running our dojo. Now, a few of these guys you'll be pretty familiar with. Obviously, Atlantis Jr., one of our former signings there. Oh, okay, interesting. So, as the dojo's emphasis is Lucha Libre, the worker would also need at least 47% in aerial. Okay. We got we got Atlantis Jr., former Ole star, or mid-carder. And then we got current guy, Extranjero Loco. We got former guy there in Hellspawn 666, which I was going to bring in at some stage. We then have Marcos Flores, who I think is probably who we're going to go with. But then we also have Phoenix 3. So let me have a look at Phoenix 3. Good basics, decent psychology, obviously respect and reputation, also pretty good. But I'm guessing that Marcos is probably a little bit better. Yeah, much better, well, not much better psychology, but better basics as well. 100 A-star respect and 100 A-star reputation. I think Flores is definitely our option for the Eternal Dojo. Just want to have a look at a few more people. Just to make sure that we're actually getting the best deal available for us. And I think without a shadow of a doubt, yeah, Marcos is definitely the guy we want to go with. Let's just check Extranjero. I mean, Extranjero's pretty good as well. But I think it has to be Flores. Alright, there we go. Marcos Flores, our new trainer for our Eternal Dojo. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, and as you can see, 60 reputation, and that is going to increase as we go on. I mean, that's a pretty bad dojo there. 5 reputation. Okay, well, now that we've got our new dojo, let's advance. Cody Rhodes. Really? That's interesting. I like it. I like it. Wouldn't mind checking him out. Let's check him out after the game processes. All right, so Cody, there he is, Cody Rhodes, the New Zealander. I mean, he's actually not too bad. Pretty good on the microphone. I mean, pretty average all round. Can play a face or a heel. And he's got the Serenity Side Slam as his finisher. Yeah, pretty cool to see. Anyway, it's a little bit of an Easter egg, I guess. Also, we have Phoenix 3 fully fit. Obviously, the finances taken a pretty big hit there as well. And I think we are going to have another reoccurring cost with the dojo as well. All right, let's do another rib. Let's go with Strongman. Not a successful one there. But as you can see, we're expecting over 7,000 fans. Now, I want to check my popularity. Let's see what it actually is. Let's go to America, and I want to see Puerto Rico. So we're at a 5F minus. Okay, 5F minus. Probably should have checked it properly through the editor. Anyway, it doesn't matter too much. Now the question is, what shall we do for our main event? I think I want to give... What's Boom Boom doing? So he's at 57 C minus. I think we want to give Boom Boom a victory over someone relatively decent. And I guess we'll go Dragon Americano. I think that's a pretty good match. And that can even elevate Boom Boom towards a match next week against El Critico. Alright, there we go. I think we'll do an angle here as well for El Critico. And it's basically him saying that he wants someone to impress him. And of course, the guy that's going to impress him is Boom Boom Jamaica. And then what I want to do at the end of the show is we're going to have Silver Tiger and Kyla. They are going to do their contract signing. So let me just write that in here. Contract signing between Silver Tiger and Kyla. And that's going to finish the show. Actually, let's give that 10 minutes. I haven't really done a 10-minute angle, so we'll do that. I also want to... Let's fix up the storylines as well. I think that's pretty important. So, let's take out Angel of Mercy. Let's take out Flores. Let's take out Lopez. And in here, let's add... Well, actually, we need to go to the Mexican title. We're going to remove El Mitico. We're going to remove Kyla. And then we're going to put both of these guys into the Universal title feud. So El Mitico, add... And then add Kyla as well. Then for the Parijas, we're going to go with... Well, we're going to remove Cosmic Rider. We're going to remove Phoenix there as well. I think we're going to remove Felipe and Seth as well. And then we're going to add... Well, we need to add both Marcos and Nicholas. And I guess actually we could probably add all members of Heroes and Evil Inc. So we'll get Hush in there, we'll get Scythe in there, we'll get Samael. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Angel of Mercy, yep. The Mexican title, we want to... I guess we'll keep Dragon Americano in there. I do kind of see him floating between the main event and the mid-card. And then here, we're going to go with Blue Phantom, Felipe Caballero, Ernest Youngman, Seth Whitehead, and I think we'll add another face. So who's a relatively good mid-carder? Maybe Firefly? But maybe someone else. Maybe, what are we doing with Phoenix? I don't really know what I'm doing with those two at the moment. But I don't exactly want to put them into the Mexico title storyline yet. I mean, essentially, I need someone else that I want to push that is a face. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be too early for a guy like Hurricane. Island Boy Apollo, I mean, I do want to push him pretty hard. But at the same time, I want him to be in the... Let's go Firefly. We'll go Firefly there. The women's title, I guess we need to add Poison Ivy to that one as well. I think that's all good. The Juggernauts, that can stay where it is. And I guess for the Parijas titles as well, let's add Island Boy Apollo and Kid San Juan as well. So there we go. And Boom Boom is in the... Yeah, Boom Boom's in the Universal. So that makes sense. I guess in the Universal we can also chuck in Labyrinto. As I think, you know, he's a pretty easy target for people to beat. And we've got Slayer down there with awful success in the storyline. Okay. I think that's all good. So that's sorted out now. Looking good. Let's book out the rest of our matches. So I want to have a singles match. I want to have Kyla to take on preferably someone young. Let's go with Mystico. I'm pretty sure he can call, yeah, 74B minus psychology. That one's going to go there. We'll then go with a... Let's go with a triple threat tag team match. Number one contenders match. Going to have Absolute Power, Dos Phoenix, and the Puerto Rican boys. With the winners being Major Juanta and Devious Dr. Fang. Now, new number one contenders for the Parijas titles. Absolute Power. Up next, we want a Scythe squash match. So let's go Scythe, and he's going to take on Firefly. 8 minutes. Scythe getting the victory. We are going to keep it open. I don't really want to do a domination. Doesn't really make much sense, considering Firefly is going to be a member of this company for a long time, and we are going to push him at some stage. Up next, we want a women's tag. And of course, our number one contender is Electric Dreamer. So we'll get her on the show. And she can team up with Pinky Perez to take on Mystery Pink and Queen Amazon. And we are indeed going to give Electric Dreamer the victory onto Mystery Pink, or we're gonna try and do it. I'm assuming Mystery Pink's not going to be too happy about it. Oh no, she takes it. Okay, that's pretty cool to see. What else do we need to do? I think we need one more match. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty easy. Let's have Blue Phantom pick up an upset victory on Cosmic Rider in a high spots match. I don't think this is going to go down too well either. Okay, he was unhappy. But yeah, had a change of heart after noticing the intimidating sight of Blue Phantom. Pretty cool to see, actually. We'll chuck that one there, and we'll chuck that one above it. So, angles, let's go with... We've got El Critico. We could go for another Kyler angle. But let's do everyone else first that I want to do. So let's do Scythe. Nice menace angle for him by himself. Then we want a Dreamer and Pinky Perez angle. So that's nice and easy. Then I want, I guess, Blue Phantom. So Blue Phantom and Felipe. They can have a bit of a back and forth. And then Blue Phantom says, this is what I'm going to do to you at the pay-per-view. And pulls off a spectacular, unexpected victory over Cosmic Rider. And yeah, unfortunately, it looks like we need more match time. So I'm going to give that 10 instead. And then I might actually try and bump this to 16. And we'll go for a slow build on it as well. 17? Okay, I mean, we're actually so close. Pretty easily solvable, but dropping that down to that. Yeah, there we go. All right. Sorted out. Let's go some pre-show matches. What do we need? It looks like we need a storytelling. Yeah. That can be the women's match. And then the pre-show, let's have The Suffering taking on Team Burning Fury. With Felipe getting the victory. Then we'll go a singles women's match. Let's go with Purple Viper and Velvet. With Viper getting the victory. She does have morale issues, so I want to try and sort that out as soon as possible. Then we'll go trios, and we'll have the Juggernauts, I think. Oh, we still have the Eternal Kings. I guess they can face each other. And let's chuck... let's go Extra and Jero Loco with the Eternal Kings. And we'll give Extra and Jero the victory there as well, because he also has morale issues. And I think that can go there. Okay, perfect. Let's run the show. Starting off with a 55C- for our first pre-show match, where we have Purple Viper defeating Velvet Suarez in 9:32 by pinfall with a Viper bite. Next match getting a 60C, where we have Extranjero Loco and the Eternal Kings defeating the Juggernauts in 10:18, when Extranjero Loco defeated Ramos the Executioner by pinfall with a Flying Saucer. And we have Alejandro improving in Rumble skills there. And then finally we go into a 69C+, where we have the Suffering defeating Team Burning Fury in 9:48, when Felipe defeated Takashita by pinfall with a Caballero drop. And then, yeah, as you'd expect, Felipe pulling out a 72 in-ring performance. And we have lots of improvements. We've got Motoyuki Miyake improving in both Rumble and Flying. And then we have Takashita improving in performance. Okay, so we then start the show off with an 81B. And that's a menace angle from Scythe, prior to what we will call is a squash match, even though it's not really one. That gets a 59C, where we have Scythe defeating Amazing Firefly in 10:15 by pinfall with a chokeslam. Exactly the same in-ring there, so happy with that. We then go to the women's angle, getting a 64C, where we have Electric Dreamer and Pinky Perez discussing their tag team plans. The match gets a 69C+, where we have Electric Dreamer and Pinky Perez defeating Mystery Pink and Queen Amazon in 9:51, when Electric Dreamer defeated Mystery Pink by pinfall with an Electric Blue Bomb. A couple of improvements, both Queen Amazon and Electric Dreamer improving in performance skills. We then go to a 61C, where we again are continuing the Blue Phantom Felipe Caballero storyline. This time they get into each other's face backstage. Bit of an altercation. No blows, but just a lot of arguing, a lot of screaming, a lot of shouting, and they're obviously being separated by backstage staff. We then go into a 66C+, where we have Blue Phantom's match, pulling an upset victory over Cosmic Rider in 16:49 by pinfall with a Phantom Cradle. It was the High Spots match, and I gave it too long. Need to remember those types of things, but yeah, my bad. Too long. You want your High Spots match to be under 15, and obviously we gave it 17 slow builds, so doesn't really work. Still did well, and the triple threat tag team match also getting a 66C+, where we have new number one contenders in Absolute Power defeating Dos Phoenix 2 and the Puerto Rican boys in 9:51. The order of elimination was the Puerto Rican boys first, and then Dos Phoenix 2. Good match. We also have San Juan improving in performance and Phoenix 4 improving in performance. So we'll get that booked in as well. We can't get that booked in because we have the Scythe versus Marcos Flores. So what we're going to do is we're going to move that to Battaglia Eterna, and then we're going to book the tag match instead, where the Eternal Kings are going to take on the team of Absolute Power. I like it. Alright, moving on to a 73B-, where we have Kyle Adams defeating Mystico in 10:04 by pinfall with a K-trigger. Just a pretty good match, yeah. Hopefully Mystico gaining a little bit of basics there from Kyler as well. We then go to a 91A, which is El Critico's angle, where he wants someone in the main event to impress him, and he offers a match for anyone that impresses him next week in the main event. The main event gets a 78B, which is pretty decent actually, considering who it is and the popularity involved. And we have Boom Boom Jamaica defeating Dragon Americano in 1943 by pinfall with a drop the boom. Yeah, good match. Pretty happy with that. We'll get it pre-booked in as well for the next Tala Eterna. We'll go a singles match. I was going to go 2 out of 3 falls, but I think we'll just keep it how it is. And it's going to be El Critico and Boom Boom. Boom Boom Jamaica. So we've already got a couple of decent matches pre-booked in there. Alright, and then we finish off the show with a 98 A-star, where we have the contract signing for the Universal title between Silver Tiger and Kyla Adams. Yeah, good stuff. 98, pretty close to 100. And of course, that is already pre-booked in for Punto Santificado, which is going to be at the end of January. So we're still 2 weeks away, but I'm happy with that. To end the show, we once again get an 80B, increasing popularity in 5 regions. And I'm assuming it is not improving our Puerto Rican popularity at all. But again, that doesn't really matter, as Puerto Rico is so insignificant when it comes to, you know, the TV deal that we currently have. Batalla Eterna TV rating, 0.84. And then we have Boom Boom Jamaica thinking Seth Whitehead is charismatic and he can see him doing well in the future. Yeah, I agree. I mean, let's see if people will go for size increases. Now, if certain people do go for size increases, I'm actually going to start pushing them if their star quality goes up. So it's kind of in everybody's best interests to go up. And once again, El Mitico refusing, basically saying that he's not interested in going up to a light heavyweight, which is really frustrating. It really is. Unfortunately, Dragon Americano can't go any bigger. Boom Boom's also a ripped middleweight, so what's his star quality? It's pretty low, only a 64. Let's see if he'll go for it. Okay, it says all workers are limited to 1 size change every 3 years, and Boom Boom Jamaica is therefore ineligible. I'm assuming he went up in a size at some stage, probably was south of the border. Blue Phantom. Okay, Blue Phantom. All right, let me have a look. I want to check his star quality. 91A. Oh, this guy could be our new figurehead. He could literally be our new figurehead. He might go up to 100. This is what I want for El Mitico. I wish El Mitico would do this. Alright, so he's going to move up to middleweight. It's going to take between 1 and 3 months to come into effect. But that's perfect, man. I'm pretty happy with that. Come on, Austin. I need Austin to go up there as well. Yeah, still not interested. What about Angel of Mercy? Not interested either. I mean, Firefly will probably leave him small. Who else? Cosmic Rider? Cosmic Rider will agree to it as well. And he's only at a 52 D+. So let's we'll take a gamble on him as well. Hopefully going up to lightweight. TV's Dr. Fang not interested. What about Ernest? That would be an interesting increase there. He can go up to light. Ooh, okay. Yes, Ernest. Yes. All right, so Ernest is gonna be buffing up a little bit as well. What about Felipe? Felipe would be interesting as well because he's pretty high with his star quality. Come on, Felipe. He's going to do it as well. He's agreeing to it. Okay. Well, Felipe's push is definitely coming then. Who else? We'll leave Hurricane. We'll leave Hush. We'll leave all those guys for now. They're only pretty new to the roster. What about Phoenix? Not interested, okay. Samael, I mean, he's already a heavyweight. Yeah, not interested in going to a big heavyweight. And, well, yeah, Scythe is already a big heavyweight. What's his star quality? It's pretty high. Yeah, 88 B+. What about Seth? 68 C+. Can go up, and he does want to, okay. Thank you, Seth. I appreciate it. Silver Tiger. I mean, he could do with some more star quality. He's already super over. Yeah, not interested. That's a little bit frustrating. Sunny Wildside would actually agree to it as well. Which I find pretty crazy. Man, Sunny Wildside's another guy I really should push, at least into the mid-card. Dude is so talented. And I'm literally just wasting him. But looking at everyone else, I think everyone else is pretty good. So I'm pretty curious to see the guys actually increase. And it's going to take between 1 and 3 months. And of course, we can just go back and look at their star quality. But then again, I do kind of wish that certain guys would accept what we want them to accept. I mean, Maribel Mercado, we should really bring her in. She's quite talented. But again, it's another heel. We have a pretty stacked heel division with the women. We kind of need more faces. Alright, Ramos the Executioner wants a pay rise. We'll give it to him. Interesting, a new Summit Wrestling event. It's actually in the Southwest, which I find pretty cool. And yeah, it's called Subhuman Race. As you do. And we have Long Beach Mafia 3 defeating Silent Accusers to retain the Summit Tag Team titles. And we also have Primus Allen defeating Dean Waldorf to retain his Summit North American title. So, yeah, good to see Primus still at the top of the card. We actually have Giryu Kato defeating American Elemental 2 in a really good match, 66C+. And let's have a look at it. Giryu's popularity. 41D. I mean, he's up there. Still find it a little bit sad. Anyway, let's advance. I want to get into one more TV show. This episode's already an hour and 5 minutes long at this point. But we do kind of have some of the next show already booked. Okay, El Rey. Now, this is a guy I was interested in. Number 200 in the Power 500. And his contract is running out. As you can see, he's pretty talented. And, you know, this is the type of guy that we need to be signing from south of the border. So, it makes sense. His popularity is not great. He's only an enhancement talent. But at the same time, he'll probably come in as a mid-carder, probably lower mid-card. I mean, the real question is, do we go for a written deal on him? I mean, looking at his top row, there's not exactly a lot of upside. He's also 32 years old. Do I even want to sign him at this point? I don't know. I don't think so. I think we might actually... We might avoid him, to be honest. Don't you just love that? South of the border getting a 95 A-star event. Yeah, I mean, that's tough. I mean, I don't doubt that we would get there one day with this series, but unfortunately, it is going to be coming to an end sooner, rather than later. As TEW 2020 comes out and, I move on to some different content. It's going to feel weird not doing a Road to Glory. But I am going to have a series that's going to be booked in the same sort of way, or the episodes are going to be set out with the same sort of content, where we just pretty much book straight through, and then we're going to have a different series that is going to be more similar to the TCW series, which we had running before the Road to Glory. And that's going to be sort of episodes that are storyline based, that are focusing on what's happening in the shows, whereas this kind of, it does focus on storylines, but it also focuses more on the company side of things. I mean, with that other series, it's going to also focus on those things. However, signings, those types of things, probably not going to be on camera. Anyway, we are going to have Scythe pick up the biggest victory of his career so far, pinning Marcus Flores. It's not going to be clean. It's going to be a tainted victory. And it's going to be an interference by a number of workers. It's going to be Samael. And it's going to be Hush. And it's going to be outside interference finish. And yes, Scythe picking up a decent victory there. But we're going to have to keep him strong, so... And probably going to have to protect him as well. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it worked. It worked. The main event, going to be El Critico taking on Boom Boom Jamaica. Obviously, El Critico picking up the victory there. Alright, perfect. Then we're going to have Angle after that match with El Critico and with El Mitico. And that's going to set up their match. I'm pretty sure we haven't booked it in already. Let's have a look. Yeah, so we haven't booked that in, so that's going to be the pre-booking of El Critico versus El Mitico in a bit of a rematch. Yeah. We then want a tag team match, and we're going to have... Let's have the Puerto Rican boys, and they're going to take on the heel team of... I don't know. I don't know, that's a good question. Who are they going to verse? They are going to verse Mystico and Slayer. Perfect. And we're going to give a first victory to the Puerto Rican boys. I think they can call, yeah. I think, yeah, they can. Perfect. Alright, that's pretty good. Happy with that. Let's go with a women's trios match. Let's go with Brooke. Let's go with Francisca and Hellcat. And they can take on Estrella, Lauren Easter, and Velvet Suarez. And we are going to have Francisca pick up the victory. I'm pretty sure it could be high spots, actually. Let me have a look. I think Brooke can do it as well, yeah. We're going high spots, baby. There we go. Chuck that one back there. What else? We need Kyla. Let's go a tag match. We're going to go Kyla and Elmidico. Bit of a favorite tag team of mine. And they're actually going to verse some other former members of Summit Wrestling in both Austin Smooth and Ernest Youngman. Kind of want to give it 20 minutes. Let's see if we can do that. Might be better than the main event. Possibly. And the victory is going to go to Kyla. And the loser can be Ernest. Again, these two are going to come face to face again at some stage. That one's going to go there. So how many matches? There's 5 matches. We'll go one more. Let's just go with a Silver Tiger match. Let's actually go a trios. And we'll have some decent heels come out. So we want Silver Tiger. We want Felipe Caballero. And I think we could go Seth. Or we could go Cosmic. Yeah, we'll go Cosmic instead. And they can take on Firefly, Hurricane, and Sunny Wildside. I mean, realistically, this would be a better high spots match than anything else. So maybe we make it the high spots. Let's do that. Obviously, Silver Tiger going to pick up the victory. It's going to be scripted as well. That one can go in the middle there. And then we'll make the women's match a storytelling. And I think that looks a lot better. So let's do angles. We need a scythe angle. Menace, of course. 6 minutes. We'll leave that angle blank. Although, we could do a Puerto Rican boys. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So, Island Boy Apollo. Kid San Juan. We'll have to... I'll change them now to mid-carders. Otherwise, I'll just end up forgetting, and we'll get penalized for it. It's fine. They'll be auto-pushed back down to where they belong. I guess we can do it at the end of the episode. I guess we want a Kyla and Elmidico angle as well. To kick off the show. So that'll go up the top. And, yeah, I guess we could probably take a minute off somewhere. Maybe this match. And we might be able to get away with another angle. Let's have a look. But who do we want to give it? I guess we'll give it to the women. Or let's give it to Silver Tiger. Silver Tiger. Cosmic Rider. And Felipe. I mean, the success doesn't really matter. They're not even in a storyline together, so... Okay, perfect. We're not even going to be penalized. Alright, let's do 2 quick matches here. So we'll do a trios. Have a face team of Mercy, Lopez, and Blue Phantom to take on Hush, Seth, and Alejandro. Actually, let's go Major Juanta. Purely for the fact that I want him to improve. And it's going to be a pretty good match for him to do just that. So, there we go. Then we'll go a women's singles match. And we'll have Dreamer pick up a victory on Purple Viper. That one's very easy. And then finally, we'll do another tag. Have Juggernauts 1 take on DOS Phoenix. And we'll give Phoenix 3 the victory there as well. Alright, last show of the episode. Let me just double check. Generic. Yep, perfect. And we start off with a 55 C-, where we have the DOS Phoenix defeating the Juggernauts in 9:31 when Phoenix 3 defeated Ramos the Executioner by pinfall with a high velocity leg drop. We also have Phoenix 4 improving in performance. And Strongman visibly tiring towards the end of the match as well. We then go to a 67 C+, where we have Electric Dreamer defeating Purple Viper in 9:35 by pinfall with an Electric Blue Bomb. And the final pre-show match, getting a 65 C-, where we have Angel of Mercy, Nicholas Lopez, and Blue Phantom defeating Hush, Seth Whitehead, and Major Juanta in 9:57 when Phantom defeated Seth Whitehead by pinfall with a Phantom Cradle. Pretty good match. Happy with that. Alright, so we then start off the show with a 93A tag team angle from Kyler and El Mítico Jr. Pretty good stuff there. I'm happy with that. And it's actually getting better, I've noticed. Wow. Okay, their tag team match gets a 78B, where we have Kyle Adams and El Mítico Jr. defeating Austin Smooth and Ernest Youngman in 1952 when Kyler defeated Ernest by pinfall with a K-trigger. Unfortunately in the match though, El Mítico sustaining a bruised pectoral muscle. A little bit worried about that. I'm just glad it's not Kyler, to be honest. But hopefully it's not a botch either. We then go to a 61C for the women's trio, where we have Brooke Tyler, Francisca Marcos, and Hellcat Hernandez defeating Estrella Blanca, Lauren Easter, and Velvet Suarez in 10:37 when Francisca defeated Velvet by pinfall with a high rise elbow drop. Yeah, just a good match all round, considering Estrella, Hellcat, and Velvet are kind of the mid to lower carders in the women's division. We also have Brooke Tyler improving in Rumble, so I'm happy with her doing that. We then go to an 84B+ with Silver Tiger, Cosmic Rider, and Felipe Caballero. Okay, moving into their trios match, which gets a 76B-, where we have the same team of Silver Tiger, Felipe, and Cosmic Rider defeating Amazing Firefly, Hurricane, and Sunny Wildside in 9:35 when Silver Tiger defeated Sunny Wildside by pinfall with a Silver Tiger driver. 85 in-ring performance in this high spots match for Silver Tiger. Crazy stuff. And then we also have Felipe improving in technical skills. So, yeah, Felipe is going to be a pretty big star, I see, in his short to medium-term future. We then go to a 49D+, which is actually pretty good considering the Puerto Rican boys have pretty non-existent popularity. So I'm happy with that. That's not too bad. Their tag team match getting a 55C-. Okay, interesting. The Puerto Rican boys defeating Mystico and Slayer in 10:18 when Island Boy Apollo defeated Mystico by pinfall with a Welcome to the Island. And apparently Mystico and Slayer have great chemistry when tag teaming together. So we have a new tag team, basically, in Mystico and Slayer. I have to come up with an interesting tag team name for them, so I'll have a think about it tomorrow. And we also have Kid San Juan improving in performance skills. Moving on to a 77B, which is the Menace angle from Scythe. His match getting a 62C, where we have Scythe defeating Marcus Flores in a tables match in 9:54, when Marcus Flores was put through the table after interference from Samael the Accuser. And then during the match, we also had Hush run in and attack Flores. And yeah, apparently these two have pretty good chemistry, so we might have to do this match again some stage down the line. Okay, we go straight into the main event, which gets an 87B+. Okay, wasn't really expecting that, but it's very good. 2 points away from an A. Yeah, El Critico defeating Boom Boom Jamaica in 1931 by pinfall with a critical mass. And we once again have El Critico improving in performance skills as well. Absolutely mental. And we've got our final angle here, which only gets an 81B. It's a little bit of a letdown. But we do have El Critico and El Mitico confronting each other. Well, El Mitico comes out and confronts El Critico and says that, you know, if he's looking for a proper opponent, he needs to look no further than El Mitico Jr. And, yeah, El Critico accepts. Not going to turn down a challenge. And these two are actually going to go at it, I think, in an Iron Man match. Yeah, I'm going to give him a 30-minute Iron Man match. I'm not sure if El Critico can go for that long, but let's see what he's made of. I think he should be alright. Alright, let's end the show. And we get an 85B+ for our final show of the episode. 85, man, that's massive. I mean, if you think about it, our TV show is only 10 points lower than South of the Border's most recent pay-per-view. Yeah, interesting. Okay, let's continue. Taking a while to process there. We have some mail. So, yeah, it was a botched move from Ernest Youngman. So their rivalry is going to continue yet again. And they're going to have some simmering tension with each other. They're actually not. Okay. You know what? That actually makes me really, really happy. And he's only working through the bruised pectoral muscle. I'm assuming that might have something to do with the fact that our backstage rating is so high. Yeah, interesting. We have a booking complaint from Slayer. Wants some success. And then the Batalla Turner TV rating getting a 0.85, which is pretty good. Okay. Well, that is going to wrap up the episode, guys. Let's have a quick look at the popularity. And we are actually up to a 67 in West Central Mexico and a 54 in both Northern and Southeastern Mexico. That's pretty impressive. We're also up to a 16 F+ in both Mid-South and Southwest. I'm assuming, is that down from where we were? I mean, it's actually slowly rising. I'm not sure if it's the TV deal. I have to assume that it kind of is. But then again, it could also be spillover. Either way, doesn't really matter. Mexico's the most important thing. And yeah, so is Kyler. So let's take a quick look at Kyler's popularity. And then we'll check Silver Tiger and El Critico as well. Alright, so he's up to a 64C. I think that's, yeah, 1 point above. So, you know, he's not doing too great yet, but he did actually lose a match recently. And we probably need to get him back on his own with his promos. Let's check Silver Tiger. Oh my goodness. Okay, 80B in Northern and then a 75B- in West Central. Kind of wondering how we're going to take the title off him. Kyler definitely cannot do it yet. And I guess we're going to have to try and push Kyler towards El Critico first. But then again, El Critico, I mean, his popularity is rising as well, up to 72, basically 72 B minuses. And I think that's up. Yeah, it's kind of up. It's up in northern Mexico by 1. Okay, well, it's pretty interesting. They're actually gaining popularity in Puerto Rico, so I find that strange. But their company's kind of not. Yeah, we're still at a 5. That's really weird. Bit strange. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. Also, make sure you are subscribed to the channel with the notification bell turned on, as we've got heaps of content coming out for TEW 2020. Make sure you get around that. It's going to be coming out as soon as the trial version does drop, and then once the full retail version is available, the content's going to be coming out thick and fast. And I'm really excited for what we've got coming up. These series, both of them, have the potential to be the best I've ever run on my channel, in terms of popularity, and hopefully also in terms of content. Obviously, the Road to Glory, I want to say, is probably my best so far, but I'm hoping that these will actually eclipse that. Anyways, apart from that, guys, as always, take it easy, and I hope you enjoy the end of stat screen.